Hi guys, welcome to simplyhike.co.uk. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Robens Voyager 2EX. Now the tent itself sleeps too, so it's great for a weekend away or just a good old trekking and backpacking trip. The dimensions are 400 centimetres by 150 centimetres with a headroom of 95 centimetres. The pack size is 46 by 19, it's a pretty good size, and the weight is only 3.3 kilograms. That's the full pack weight. Let's take a look at the outside, shall we? It's a 5,000 hydrostatic head, so for European and UK camping it's absolutely perfect. As long as it's pegged, it's pitched and it's nice and taut, you shouldn't have any issues with the waterproofing whatsoever. It has a Hydrotech fly sheet. Now what that means is there's a little like hexagon material on the outside of the fly sheet, so no matter if you've had to pitch it awkwardly or if you have a real torrential downpour of rain or snow or whatever, or even really strong winds, it could take the pressure of that. It could be bent and pushed and pulled in any sort of direction and it will solidify the unit. That's a real great feature of this tent. It has traditional alloy poles, but that means it's nice and lightweight, and the poles themselves can absolutely take a bashing. So working with the Hydrotech is a real, it's a real key thing. It's a really good thing to have. It has two ventilation ports. You've got one at the front, one at the back. So to keep the temperature cool inside and keep to help stop condensation build up inside of the tent. They're also sheltered as well, so no rain and stuff can get through. A nice little key feature this tent has is a mesh door. So you can obviously have the door open, but with the mesh inside helps the ventilation, but depending on where you're pitching, mozzies and all that sort of thing can't come through. So if you do have to spend the night or the evening inside the tent, just gives it that little bit of protection. That's a really nice feature. Let's take a look at the inside, shall we? So it's a really nice two-person tent. You've got quite a lot of space in the sleeping area itself. They've been generous, so even if you have to have the two people and you've got your 65-litre rucksack and stuff like that, you can easily squeeze all of that in there and still sleep nice and comfortably. Other little key features that the sleeping area have, you've got two mesh pockets at the front there. Obviously these are great for storage, so your keys, your wallets, even if you've got your packed food or that sort of thing, it stores in there nice and easy. What you can also do is if you undo the mesh door, you can also store that in there as well, which frees up a little bit more room, makes like the sleeping area a lot more open, obviously within the living space. Another great little feature here is this rope. Now basically by pulling that, you're basically tightening up the structure of the sleeping area, and what you're also doing is partially lifting up the actual fly sheet as well, so giving you that little bit more headroom. But to be fair, what you can also use it for, any carabiners or anything you want to hook stuff off, or if you've got wet pants or wet trainers, technically you can put it on there, tighten it up, and then you can almost use it as a drying rack if you really need to. It's just a nice little feature that it's nice to see in this sort of tent. Obviously you do have the ventilation on the back mesh, or you've got ventilation mesh on the back there. That works with the ventilation panel that's on the back of the tent, so obviously enable cool air to be going through the tent, so you don't get any condensation in the morning or when you're sleeping at night time. Right, let's talk about the living space. Now obviously on the outsides, when I was talking to you about the outside, I mentioned the mesh door. And as you can see in the video, we've left it open for you just to show you. It's a really nice feature. It just brings in a little bit more natural light, obviously, and a lot more of an airflow. So it's a really nice feature to have. The living space is huge. So even if there's two of you sleeping in here, you could still have all your equipment outside, so freeing up this, the space in the sleeping area. You could put all your cooking equipment in here. You've just generally got a really nice size for everything. Obviously, you can't put a little stool in here and sit up. It's not really designed for that. But just having that freedom, having a little bit more room to put more stuff in there, is a really great feature. And I think quite a lot of people are gonna love this feature. Just having extra room is always a good thing in a backpacking tent, and this tent really does deliver when it comes to that. Also, because it's a tunnel tent, you pretty much got the same headroom all the way through, so there's no high point that you would get in a dome tent. So yeah, it just looks nice in the eye. It looks like you've got a real good volume of space. Yeah, I think that's a really great feature to have. Yet again, you've got toggle bits on the side there, so you can hook lights off there. You can do all sorts. It's a really nice feature to have. Obviously you've got the front vent as well, so that's keeping cool air constantly going through. So as I said, if you've got to keep, you've got to shut everything up because of the wind or whatever, or it's night time, just keeps you nice and cool and helps reduce the condensation in the living space as well. For any more information, please visit us at simplyhike.co.uk.